Oh, I have to say, I had such a good sleep last night. Welcome everyone back to LanceScurv of LanceScurv.com. Wow, life is such a journey. And when you think about it, where you are now as opposed to where you were before, even if where you are now is not something favorable, I like to think deep. And I was thinking about how when I was in Orlando, Florida, living, and I was driving the bus, and I would think about the realities all over the world that I'm not in. Not that I wanted to be there, but it was like, wait a second. This is this one reality that I'm in. And there's somebody walking down the street in Singapore getting ready to go to their favorite restaurant. There's someone who is in Brazil at the beach with the sun on them, with a bank account full of money. There's somebody else in India who might be starving and don't have much, but their stomach is full for now, but they don't know where the next meal is coming from. And even though they're impoverished, they're laughing with somebody uncontrollably, even in their poverty. Right now, as we speak, there's so many different realities, countless realities right now, good and bad, according to what you might say. But they're out there, and you have your reality, and whatever your reality is, it's a reality to you because you made decisions that got you there. Now, hopefully you made decisions that put you in a good place. And even when you find yourself in a good place, it's not always where everything is good, because you don't know what people are going through right now. You don't know what they're dealing with behind closed doors. Their reality may be a certain way where they have lots of money, riches and fame, but their relationship at home may not be good. It may appear that you see a couple that might be struggling, but when they get home, they make love, they have love for each other, they feel connected and together, and they're not even feeling what you would think is something of a bad situation. You see, so there's so many different facets of our life that we control, and there's some things that seem to be out of our control. So let's focus on the things that we can control. Not that we're control freaks, right? But we have a lot more control in our life than we acknowledge. And today we have today. We plan for the future, we think about the past, but we have today. What are you doing today to make your future manifest? We're standing in the future right now, meaning that at one point in our life in the past, we dreamt of this day. So in this day, is it where we want it to be? And if it's not, let's do something today to put ourselves in a favorable place when that next future comes, whether it be tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, next decade. I wake up and I say to myself, wow, I had a good sleep last night. I didn't realize, I know it, right? But I forgot that I'm in Africa. I forgot that I'm in the mountains of Africa. I came for a visit 5 years ago, and I find myself living here now. And when I came for the visit, this land, there was nothing on it. It was indistinguishable from any other property, but it did have property lines. It was nothing but tall bushes and stuff to be cut down, and not necessarily the trees, because we kept a lot of the trees, the fruit trees and stuff that were growing here, but there was nothing here. In essence, it was a blank canvas. And we had to visualize and say, okay, you have to be able to see what others can't see. You see, like when you walk down the street in the big city and you see a huge area of land, like maybe a whole city block, and it's boarded up, and you hear construction equipment going on, and they have a little hole that you can peek through, and you say, whoa, they dug the hole so deep, because that's the foundation for a tall building, and maybe a mall under the tall building. And you back up and then you look at the sign, and you see the sign, and the sign says, coming soon in July of 2025, the so-and-so mall. And you're like, wow. But these people plan meticulously. They network. They work with other people, other corporations, other construction companies, materials, and politicians to get certain things passed so that they can get the permits. So much goes into it. Just like so much went into having you come to this earth. The moment that sperm hit egg, I mean, a lot of us don't want to think about that, because that's our parents and they did that. I can't imagine them doing that. Well, that's okay. You're here. They did it. And what happened in the triple darkness of the womb for 9 months, give or take, and how meticulously nature puts you together, and how the processes that we're not even aware of, that scientists are not even aware of on a physical, mental, and spiritual level, the joining of all of those forces from one sperm that hit one egg. And now you're here. So you mean to tell me you're here to be mediocre? You're here to be somebody who's controlled by a system that has defeated your mind and keeps you in bondage? No. Whether you realize it or not, you're free. And it's an everyday battle to not be captured by what they put out there as traps for your mind to make you to succumb and submit to a system that sucks from you, because all you are to them is a battery, so brilliantly made, with such a powerful mind, such capabilities, talents, and abilities that would blow your mind if you could tap into it. Now, they say that we only use 15%. I've heard people say 5%. Heck, if all we use was 50% of our brain, a lot of that is waste. So what are the things that we can do to make our life better, to make it more enjoyable, to make it more efficient for us? Well, the first thing we have to understand is that working for a man-made system is not going to get us there. And then we get caught up in everything else other than what works. You have to sacrifice, but you have to set up your own system. What most people don't understand is that we are little creators. We're not the big creator. We didn't make this universe. We didn't make all of these things, all of these realities happening right now that we'll never know, because our lifespan is brief when you compare it to everything. So how are we going to know everything? How are we going to know what's going on in Czechoslovakia when that man stabbed that other guy? How are we going to know when the person found $1,000 in New York City late at night, 2 a.m, walking down 35th Street on the west side? How are we going to know that? How are we going to know? How are we going to know about that person who passed away in their sleep but didn't pass away all the way and had a near death, is what they say, experience, and it changed their life, and people think they're crazy? How are we going to really know about that? Expand your mind. Expand your mind and get up out of the system. And even when you're in this system and you have to work to pay the bills, I understand that. I've done that for many years while thinking outside the box. I remember I was on, L.B. McLeod and Kirkman Road at the light, driving the bus. Bus was full. People were coming home from work and, hey, bus driver, how are you doing? And people talking to you. But I had a moment at that red light. I used to hate when it caught me because it was a long red light. I sat there. And on one side, they have these apartments, but the apartments had a good amount of forest surrounding it. So all you saw was forest. I once saw a bear there one night. I couldn't believe, wow, where'd the bear go? And I'm thinking, look at that. Look at nature. And I looked on the other side. There were 2 gas stations and people at the red light with me. And I looked down. I can't tell you what I saw the driver of the car doing to his girlfriend with a mini skirt on with his hand. I saw a lot of that. All kind of crazy stuff, but to each his own. And on the one side, I saw forest, and the other side, I saw the 2 gas stations and people looking stressed, walking down the street, people with their headphones on or down on their smartphones, which makes you dumb sometime. And I said, look at this. They're in their own worlds. They're not aware. Maybe they are, but pretty much they're in their little lane. They get up They wash themselves, they eat if they do, and if they wash themselves, they head out, they go punch the clock. They do what they do at their job the same way they did yesterday and the same way they're going to do the next day. And what's that all about? But they say, one day I'm going to leave this country. One day I'm going to be rich. One day, but you're doing the same thing every single day. And what do they say? You do the same thing every day, you're going to get the same result. And what's the definition of madness? Doing the same thing every single day and expecting a different result. So we're all caught up in this place of madness in the system. We did this. We got out of the system partially because the system is still over here in West Africa. They still have ATMs and cards and people working. And no, but there's a vision. You have to look at that crack in the armor. You have to look at that very slim way that sometimes you waste your time telling other people, hey, I found it. This is it. You don't have to do it exactly like me, but look for this particular crack in the armor of what's in front of you and squeeze through it. And you don't have to bring all of the people who talk about, oh, I don't see it. I can have the same thing here. Oh, everything's all right with me. Well, cool. But don't get angry with me when I slip through the crack. And I make it out successfully, not even just on a physical sense where I'm physically somewhere else on the planet. Because if nuclear bombs go off, eventually the fallout's going to be everywhere. So I ain't get away from nothing. And let's hope that doesn't happen. And chances are it may not. Because these entities that are here that we don't see, yeah, I'm going to start talking that quackery right now. They feed off of our fear. It's almost like long extended foreplay. When you're about to make love, it just drives you into a frenzy. So for these entities that feed off of our fear, they don't want to end it that quick. The fear tastes too good to them. The foreplay feels so good. Who wants to just jump into doing things? You want to have a long foreplay. Have it where you're just in a frenzy. And that's the same thing with these entities working along with those who run the system. They run this system. And it's engineered to keep us in fear, engineered to keep us frustrated, engineered to keep us hostile toward others and ourselves, to doubt ourselves, to hate ourselves, to feel trapped, to feel frustrated. In the mind is where you free yourself. In the mind is where you plan and you don't get distracted by the ups and downs of the system, because the minute you're about to leave the system, there's always these things that try to pull you back in. No, you know what it is that you have to do. But when you are that renegade in the system and you know what it is that you have to do, yes, there will be people who try to discourage you. And I don't harp on that because I'm so empowered. Good always overcomes evil, but the evildoers don't think that way. The evildoers that come into your life, that get up under you, that they try to befriend you and get close to you, but they really hate you. They want some of what you got, but they can't figure out what that intangible is, so they want to get close to you. They see your light, but they can't see it for what it is. They can't hold the intangible in their hand. And because of social media now and how easy it is to track people, watch people, stalk people, communicate with people hiding behind a fake profile, and you get a thrill. He doesn't even know that was me. Well, just change your IP address, because I have it logged in for most of the naysayers. And I'm sitting here laughing at myself. Mr. Scurv, check this out. You see who's over here now? Or they forget to have the person that sends me the email to put them on the blind carbon copy, the BCC and not the CC. So when I see them, I'm like, are you stupid? But I'm not caught up in that because I won't be on this thing that much longer. Actually, I do it, but I see more now. On the universe, I see more. All good things must come to an end. And that end, as far as my presence on social media, is coming soon. But I have myself to myself, and those who are in my circle have me, so nothing will be lost. No big thing. There's other content creators and people who are putting out lies and facades and things that are entertaining that you think are real. When you speak from the hip and you speak from the gut, sometimes it's a bitter pill to swallow, and folks like you and they don't like you. But one thing I noticed that the naysayers don't like, and I don't care to talk about them too long, but I have to speak about this because it's experiences that I've had that I want to pass along, is that they focus so much on you that they never get where they have to go. They're texting and emailing and phone calling other people and, did you see what he said? Did you see the show that he did? But what is your reality? Are they going to find you dead at the keyboard, casting spells on people? If your shit works so good, why don't you cast a spell for yourself to take yourself up out of that sad-ass reality that you're in? But you're powerless. And you lie to yourself. Oh, there's some strength to that stuff though now, but it's far and few between. Might be 1% of all practitioners. And they're not utilizing what was spit back to them by the conqueror after the conqueror got the original and twisted around to be evil. And here you are with your evil heart, toxic. Don't want to cleanse yourself. Don't want to look within yourself. Don't want to say, what is it that I can do to make myself lighter, to make myself better for my creator who put me here for a purpose. You're totally off purpose, focusing on somebody else with your hocus pocus, wasting your life, and the tool that's not any good, that's broken, gets thrown out. But every tool in the toolbox has a purpose, whether you get used on every job site or not. Understand that. You may feel as though, wow, I'm not getting where I have to go in this area of expertise, but it's coming for you. But then they have some who just give up completely. And all they do is they have this evil and their hate, and they focus. And you got to understand that every knock is a boost to the ones who keep their hearts light and keep themselves cleansed. Don't even fight with these people. Observe them, but get them out of your life. Clean house. Don't talk to them no more. Ignore them. Don't have nothing to say. Block and delete. Hell, they'll come on your shows and block you. Block them back. They'll realize they lost out on so much. When you have a good heart, some people who are toxic and evil, they despise it. It's an abomination to them. How can they have gone through so much, yet still have such a pure heart and light about them? And I ain't pure either. I'm an old freak. But that's neither here nor there. But my intentions toward anybody is not venomous. You try to help. You try to give a helping hand. You wish the best. You just don't know what jealousy is. And the people who are jealous-hearted want you to be jealous like them because they know that that's a poison on them, and you don't even have that. Number one, what do you have for me to be jealous about? I was gifted with so many talents and abilities that every day that I wake up, I say, what can I create today? What can I do today to make my life better and influence those around me who have light and want to protect it, but you have the right to protect your light at all times. And after a time, being a good person, I don't care how good you are. I don't care how nice you are. There comes a time when you got to say to yourself, enough is enough. Because these maggots will keep coming to you to try to suck from you. And here you are giving away everything. Your mind, your body, your spirit. No, that's no good. And they'll make you feel guilty or try to make you feel guilty for not giving yourself away. I have a lifetime of being nice to people and giving myself away. Good people get tired of being good to ungrateful people. You can be the nicest person in the world, but eventually you're going to hit your threshold and you're going to say, enough is enough. And I hope you get to that point early on in life. Because when you look at the amount of people who have come and used you, hated you while they were using you now, these little narcissists, because they wanted to be you, and you're not even thinking about you like you're all that, but they think you're all that, and they have their low self-esteem issues, so they want to steal your destiny. But you can't steal my destiny. In every boxing match, maybe a fighter gets hit. You're not going to be in a fight and not ever get hit. And getting hit doesn't feel too good. Matter of fact, you might get knocked down. Maybe not knocked out, but you get knocked down. You got to get up and continue. There have been lots of times in my life that I've been knocked down. But when you get knocked down, you know which punch to avoid and not get hit with again in the way that it was thrown at you. And now, there are words that are very powerful. They say that, but I'm very close with certain words when I'm on my way up. 2 words. One phrase and a word. The word is momentum. 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 You're carrying the speed. You're carrying the push. You're carrying this with you, so that you got to know, like when you're on the highway driving and you're not on cruise control, and you get up to the limit. Say it's 65 miles an hour, 70 miles an hour. You're on the freeway. Nobody's in front of you. And you find yourself, say it is 75 miles an hour, and you find yourself at 80. Well, you don't slam the brakes. You just ease off the gas. And when you ease off the gas and don't give the car any more gas, you're still moving fast. It starts to slow down after a while till you get to 75, but you're still moving fast. So even when you're attacked on a spiritual level, or your mind is attacked when somebody drops negativity in your head, you have a mental or spiritual momentum. Look what I've been doing all of these years. They take it away. It doesn't stop anything. I have momentum from all that I have done. It's an energy that's unseen. It's an inertia that you can't put your hand on. You can't stop a person from being themselves. You see what I mean? It can't happen. You know? You see, what can I say? It was a saying that I had on the tip of my tongue. I think I had it written down here too somewhere. Let me see something. I think I have. Let's check it out. Okay. Let me go to another platform here. Because I like to put these sayings out there. Sometimes things hit me so hard and I say, ooh, I got to put that out there. You know, things that I think up, things that I hear other people say that are profound, that keep you in check. It's a beautiful thing. Okay, let's go to it here. There's something I wanted to say specifically. Here it is. Yes, yes, yes. I want you all to think this way, or incorporate something out of this saying into your lives when you are on the good side, when you're on the side of the light, not when you're sitting up in an apartment in Brooklyn somewhere, living with a bunch of kids that are not yours, and you're going to do juju on this person because I wanted to go to Africa. Fall in a hole somewhere and become forgotten. It's already happening. But here it is. You become unstoppable when you work on things people can't take away from you. Things like your mindset, character, and personality. Ooh, 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 ooh. I'm going to say that again. I'm going to follow it up with a few things. I'm getting hungry. I'm going to eat something. Got to eat something soon. Got to get some sunlight. And I promise to do some videos outside today. So what a wonderful life it is. Anyway, you become unstoppable when you work on things people can't take away from you. Things like your mindset, character, and personality. See, people will look at you and say, hey, man, that man got a big house. Let's go burn it down. I mean, it's hard to burn concrete, so go figure. Anyway, if they could, and they did, if they can sabotage or vandalize your vehicle, your car, if they can cause you through character assassination to make you lose a job, the bottom line, you're still unstoppable. Because when you have the mindset of a winner, when you have the character of an overcomer, and a personality that people just love, the naysayers will work hard to smear you before The fire of your personality catches where you are because they fear that. Because they know your destiny, they know your light, and they know they really don't have any. So instead of focusing on making the light increase within themselves and know the toxicity and trauma and chaos in their hearts has snuffed out their light, and it's sad, and all they can do is try to snuff out yours because they're mad that they want to clean up their own backyard, clean up their own toxicities, and they're mad at that. So their mission has become to be a maggot, to be a fly, to be a mosquito. Please tell me, what purpose does a fly have in this world? Something dies and they're all over it. Here you are minding your business and this fly is following you around and trying to get in your ear. What's in your ear? Ain't nothing in your ear except earwax. Flies don't eat earwax. But it's like their whole purpose is to annoy you. You're holding a plate in your hand and it buzzes in your ear and you try to put your finger in your ear. Whatever, you drop the plate, the fly is gone. The fly has served its purpose to bring chaos into your life. How many flies do you have in your life that call themselves acquaintances, associates, or even friends, and even family? Flies. And they love to congregate around you when you're going through something bad. They may say nice things as though they're trying to comfort you, but they're getting off on the fact that you broke up with your husband. They're getting off on the fact that you lost your job. That's a death to them. And flies love death, and the maggots that are there feasting on death. These people, they're predatory and they're leeches. And there's some people who will seek you out when they think there's some bad information going on about you. But when you seem to continually rise, even when they know you're going through stuff, they get pissed off. There's someone I know for many decades that I figured their spirit out. And anytime something seemed to be on a collision course with chaos in my life, they would call me more. So how's that situation? How's that coming? And I'm like, wait a second. They called me more. I figured it out. When things apparently are going well for me, they don't call that much. When it seems to be something really bad happening or about to happen, or it seems like it might happen, here they come for the ringside seat. They don't want to sit up in the nosebleed seats. They want to sit right there. So they want to make sure to keep calling you, and they won't even act like they want to hear about the specific situation. They'll let you talk for an hour, and then they kind of coerce you to get in that situation or get to talk about that situation, because that's what they really came there for. With their witchery. They want to feed off of your misfortune. And they will come around and, oh, it's going to be all right. They'll say some positive words. You pull them closer to you because you think they're a friend. Oh, they're such a friend in need. But deep down in their heart, ha, 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 ha. I hope he doesn't find a job in time enough so he can have his home foreclosed on. Ha, 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 ha. You see what I mean? I hear the repo man is looking for him, but his mama had a sickness, so he had to take that money and take care of her hospital bills. But I hope that beautiful car he has gets repossessed before he gets the money to pay for it. Ha, ha, ha. I'm not saying those are my situations. I'm just making stuff up as I go along because that's life. And I know life, and I've experienced some crazy things, and I've seen crazy things around me. People experience things around me that I've learned from. It's crazy out here in this world. But you can only control what you do. You can only control how you react. You can only control your world. And that's why I'm here where I am, because when I was right there by L.B. McLeod and Kirkman Road at the red light, I forgot about that, right? I'm all over the place today. And I looked over at the forest and saw peace and tranquility. And I looked to the left and saw the other side of the street with all the chaos. And I said, one day, I'm not going to be in this country. For me, that was the answer. You got craziness all over the world. But for me, that place where you have to pay for, you have to pay to live. You got to pay to have a roof over your head. You got to pay to, and some people, well, that's the way it is. Well, in your world, I'm not accepting that. You got to pay for your car, pay for the gas. You're using the car to go to a job that you never get a chance to take a joyride in your car. It could be a luxury vehicle, truck, or car, and most of the time you're just using that to go to work. It's just a nice looking car in the parking lot. Ain't that something? I have somebody weed whacking behind me. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a second. I'm going to close this window. So hold tight, people. Let's slide this up. You know, flies come in many forms. He does so much recording. Let me just weed whack a little bit. Maybe I can mess up his recording. No, you're not. This mic would hardly pick it up anyway. But I just wanted to make sure. Opposition. You're always going to get that. You can't even leave the planet without the opposition of gravity, which is a natural thing. And you anticipate it. You know it. But what's not natural is people who come to you in your life and their smiling faces sometimes pretend to be your friend. Or prostitute that word. You know, family is the most prostituted word in the English language. I wrote an article about that. It's on LanceScurv.com. Sorry, YouTube, you can't get my articles. You don't control my website. But anyway, yeah, they would call, come around because they wanted to witness the fall. They want to witness your fall. They want to witness your accident. They want to witness your head-on collision. They want to witness the calamity, and they want to look in your face and see you finally defeated. They want to look in your face and see you feeling hopeless, the positive one that you are. I can't stand him because he's so damn positive. I can't stand him because he has an answer and a master plan for everything that comes up, and it just seems like he just keeps rising. And even when I saw him get knocked down, he got back up again. Very few of us are like that. I can't help it if I'm like that. To all the juju workers who follow me, you're wasting your time. Where am I? I reached my goal. There are more goals to come. Every knock is a boost. How about that story that Farrakhan always talks about? Maybe other people have said it. Maybe he got it from somebody else. There was a donkey walking along, and there was crowds of people around just looking at the donkey, hating the donkey, but it was smiling at the donkey. So the donkey thought, oh, these are my friends. These are people around me that care for me. But there was a big ditch, a big hole. And all the people who the donkey thought that loved him didn't say, hey, donkey, you're about to fall into a pit. You're about to fall into a hole. And so the donkey, just looking at everybody and smiling back, thinking he was in good company, fell into the hole. The donkey was at the bottom. It was like, all these people, they saw me fall into the hole, but nobody's coming to help pull me out of this thing. And then all of a sudden, a stone hit the donkey in the head, and it hurt. And another one hit the donkey in the stomach, and hit another big stone came in the hole and hit him in the leg. And he realized that the people who he thought loved him, the people who professed all of this love and support around him, secretly did not like him, secretly didn't want him to shine and smile and live the life that he lived, because for some reason they were envious of him, for whatever reason. The donkey's an animal, and human beings are, this is for the story's sake, like movie magic. And the donkey was hurt more so in its heart that these people turned on him, but they didn't turn on you. They were never for you. You just never knew that. So you said they turned. No, they didn't just immediately turn on you. They had things going on inside of them against you for the longest time. And now is their chance to play their hand. See, I've been in situations up until recently where people have played their hand and showed their hand what they were, and they want you to think that what you saw wasn't real. They want to come back and be cool with you. No, I'm sorry, you can't be cool with me. I already saw the dagger behind your back. You don't hold a dagger for me behind your back when you're standing in front of a mirror and I can look over the mirror and see you got a dagger waiting to stab me in my back, and you wonder why I don't turn my back on you. You wonder why I get rid of you first. I'm not waiting for you to do something to me. You got a pistol behind your back. I'm going to pop you off in your head first and not feel bad about it. Go home and eat dinner, have a good time, go to sleep, and wake up feeling enthusiastic for another day. So that donkey was getting hit, buried under the stones almost. The donkey pushed the stones aside and stood on top of the stones and got smart. The people kept throwing stones at the donkey. And the donkey was getting hit with the stones and it was hurting. But what the fools didn't realize, in their lust to hurt the donkey with the stones, the hole filled up and the donkey walked right on out. Yeah, there were a few little scratches and wounds from the confrontations of being hit with that stone or those stones. But those were healed. But the donkey was elevated through the hate that was thrown at him. And then many times I feel that way in my life. Because there is a creator. There is a God. I say the word God, you can call it whatever you want. The one who made this system, the one that made me. Huh? Come on now. And when you have a destiny in this life and you're a chosen tool for a specific task, there's not that much juju in the world and the insecure people who work in the shadows to come bring you down. Keep doing what you're doing and waste your life. You were given the gift of life and you piddle it away with something that don't work. Because if it did, it worked for me, I guess, and I don't do that stuff. But you kept throwing your juju stones at me. And it filled up the hole, and I walked on out. So every day when I wake up, I'm singing Bill Withers, a lovely day, lovely day, lovely day. Because I look forward to light. I just find it funny that when I got up out of the city in Accra, in the Oyara area that I lived in the apartment before we moved into the house, I couldn't sleep. I'd be up till 6, 7. I never slept until the sun came out, and sometimes I'd be up until noontime. Now, I stay up because we have certain work being done here. We have guys that live here to 24/7 to do the work, so my hours are off. They're making noise now. You might hear some noise in the background. Beautiful work they're doing. But now, when left alone, like if they weren't here, I fall asleep from 7:30, 8 o'clock my time. If I fall asleep at 7:30, that's 3:30 for you in America on the East Coast. Not even that. I mean, 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning. If I wake up and the sun is starting to come up or the sky is starting to get bright, that's late for me. And I'm talking about not where, oh, I have to get up because I'm getting up early, but I'm still tired. No. Wake up with full rest. And not only am I waking up, like say if I was on the East Coast of the United States, like I used to be, whether it's New York or Orlando or anywhere in between, because I was at different places on the East Coast. Some places people know, some people don't know. Been all over the place. Been around the world, yeah. But even if I was waking up at that time over there, it would be so much more earlier than many people I know. And you get so much done. But not only that, I'm 4 hours ahead and still waking up early like that. So if I wake up 4 o'clock in the morning, it's 12 midnight. Oh, man. The juju players got it hard now because you got to be up at these weird hours and whatever. Get a life. Flipping cards and sending people bracelets and talking to other people and trying to stop them from being cool. I'm solo. My inner circle's so tight, I choke sometimes because it's around my neck so tight. And it's a good thing. And it will never go back to the way it was when you have this huge entourage around you, smiling faces, waiting for you to fall in a ditch like the donkey. You know? And some people say, we know you paranoid. Paranoid? No, I'm prepared. I'd be paranoid if I took a COVID shot. You ain't that smart. You did something stupid like that? Oh, man. I ain't going to say no more because, you know, they'll take this video. He said the word COVID, but what did I say behind it? Because if I said you're stupid, you're stupid. The reason why the word stupid is in the dictionary is because there are stupid people. And I'll admit there are some times in my life that I've been stupid. Hanging with stupid people doing stupid things. I try not to do that anymore. I value my life. And every day I extract so much life and the peace and quiet and the things that I can think about now freely. And when I address naysayers, I'm not sitting here harping on that. I don't even think about these people. But I know through sometimes the attacks that they try. And I catch them all the time. Go away. Go away, little girl. It's not worth it. We need to know what our mission is. We need to hone our abilities and sharpen our blades. Because as life goes on, the answer comes from the inside. See? It's not, oh, I found out how to do this and I found out. And these are the people who are near mental illness. Because they're thinking this externally. The answer's on the inside. And it's an unstoppable force when you tap into the God force who put you here. These other people didn't put you here. They have no control over your life. And you don't believe when they try to make it seem like you need them. For what would I need you for? I got my liver, I got my kidneys, I got my heart, I got my lungs. What you talking about? I got my brain. I know how to navigate, and I always think outside the box. But just like when I was sitting there in the bus stop looking at nature on one side and the chaos on the other, I said, okay, my reality is not to be here much longer. And it happened. Why did it happen? Because I projected it out to the God force, inside and out. And I made a plan. And I executed the plan. Plan your work and work your plan. A great man told me that one time. And that's what you have to do. You know, you're walking down this road. Let's just look at it that way. It's a journey. It's a winding road. It's a road that descends and sometimes elevates, and you don't know what's coming around the corner. Sometimes you hit the crossroads and you have to make a decision what road you're going to go up. It's not easy. You know, the deceptions, the victories, the defeats, the aspirations, the dreams, the things we walk with in our heart that we aspire for. It's just, you know, it's wonderful. But at the end of the day, no matter what, and what many people don't realize, what those people that don't realize that come against your light, is that we're only here for a limited time, but for some reason we all feel, and I'm not saying every single person, but the majority of people feel as though this thing is going to last forever. This is a placement exam for eternity. And what you do in this short life decides. This is not religious talk. This is real talk. When you really figure this thing out and use your intuition and look inside, no matter what, you have to put the good energy out there. You have to shine your light. And you have a right to protect it. And you have a right to not let anybody get close enough to you, deceive you, and snuff that light out. You have a right to protect it. Because there's some people that see your assignment in this world and they want it for themselves for their own narcissistic attention-grabbing reasons. I don't care if you never knew my name. I mean, I'm glad that you do, and I'm glad that you're here, and I'm glad that you listen this long to this kind of ramble rant this long. It's cool. It's nice. I appreciate that. But I'm a person I'm an artist. I draw and I like to listen to music, and there's no attention in that. I like to write. There's no attention in that. It's after the fact. I don't have to show my face on a video. I don't have to be up here all the time looking for attention. It's not about that. I don't care about the hits. Look, if I have 100 good people or 50 good people online, I don't mean in real life where it's face to face. I don't need that much. I don't even have about 3 people, about 3 good people in my life. It can really depend on that really want the best for me over the decades. And some that I've recently met within the last few years that they whip some that I've known for decades. Whip meaning that they're more true. Like I say, this journey is a mystery. And I'm loving it. I'm going to do what I have to do here. And I'm going to be vicious in my protection of the light that was given to me to shine out all over the world. And nothing's going to stop that. And I'm enjoying life right now, more so than I ever have before. While the rocks are being hurled that don't even hit me, I'm not in a hole. I'm where I'm supposed to be. And life is good. No matter what, even in the worst times that I've been through, and I've been through some rough times, times that many people don't even know that I went through, and I still knew that life is good. I don't have time to come against anybody or throw them negative energy, much less go and try to do something that doesn't even work. That's foolish. That's asinine. You look to your creator. You see, the creator made all of us, but the ones that we worship may not be the one who made us, because you have the good side and you have the toxic evil side. And that's the only thing that has lifted me up in this life, like my mother told me. She gave me instructions. Sometimes I didn't listen, and that's when I fell. But now that I'm on board and people have come into my life that echo the same type of ideology, I'm set from this point on. So these flies that try to get in your ear, these people who try to get into your life and disrupt things, keep trying. It won't work. Watch me shine. Not because of me, but because of the light of the creator that bounces off me like the sun bounces off the moon. I'm a mere reflection. And as long as you remain connected to that, they can send their little double agents and government agents and infiltrators and all of that. You're not getting in this time. Understand that. So, much love to you all. I enjoyed this little monologue, purging my soul of some things that I had to speak on. And I hope it made sense, because I was all over the place like I always am. And we're on to the next one. We'll go live later on, and I'll do some shorts and some things as I go out and take a little walk out in nature. And I'll share it with you, as I always do. But look for the content to increase more. The studio's coming. It's right there. I'm seeing it. It's a beautiful thing. Anyway, much love to you all. LanceScurv out. On to the next one. Peace.
LanceScurv.com. Bold, raw, and uncut.
So, my friend, take it for what it's worth. Your heaven and your hell is right here on this earth.